I was an odd kid. Anybody else an odd kid? I'm putting together the pieces of my childhood because it's like 1:35 a.m. and that's what I do, is do that because I'm a normal human being. Um, I'm gonna give you three instances of why I think maybe I was an odd kid. But the first one is when I was about in the second grade, third grade. And I always used to sing a lot and hum a lot all the fucking time. I remember this because I thought nobody else could hear it until one day I was in the back of my mom's car in the trunk and I was singing, "Flowers gleaming glow, let your flowers shine, make the clocks reverse, bring back what once was mine, what once was." Anyway, my aunt literally was like, my aunt was literally like, "Oh my God, did anybody hear that? Like, that was so beautiful. How have you guys ever heard her sing like that?" And my other aunt goes, "All the fucking time." That broke little kid me's heart, I think, maybe a little bit. But it was well needed, I guess. But my teacher told my mom it was an auditory processing thing or something, like how to fucking process information or something. I don't know. Things got weirder when I got taken out of my class a lot of the time. Like every Tuesday, I remember, because I would eat ham and cheese sandwiches and point out emotions on the sheet and describe what emotions I was seeing on the sheet. And then I would point out what emotion I was, and we would talk about it. And then we'd talk about making friends and socializing. And I'd go back to class and be like, "Ha ha, you guys didn't have to get to do that." Thought I was so cool. But I don't know how many other people knew, but it wasn't cool. I was just a little weird. Odd is a word that I like to use. The last instance is when I went to a doctor's office. My mom took me to this random doctor's office and I asked her, I was like, "Why are we here, Mama?" And she was like, "Don't worry about it, sweetie. Just going in there and getting you some tests done. Make sure you're good." "Make sure I'm good from what?" "Just don't worry about it, sweetie." And so basically I just was there and I look around. There's a whole bunch of, how you say, low functioning individuals in the room. So I put two together. No tea, no shade, by the way. I was just clocking. I was a kid. Like, I was just clocking that there was low function individuals, like, on the spectrum. Like, and I kind of figured, I put all the pieces together. I was like, oh, my mom's getting me tested to see if I have autism. And I was like, damn. I was so confused. I was like, what in the world would make her think that? Is it because I'm doing long division in the second grade? And by low functioning, I don't mean that they're not able to do things and that they're any less than anybody else in the world. I just mean that they have more needs than a person with high functioning autism. That is all. I'm not trying to be problematic. But I was like, what would make her do that? So basically, we go in the room and I'm like, I'm going to pass all these tests. Like, I know, like, I was kicking up what the doctor was putting down. Like, he was like, "Here, follow this hole in the thing." So I would follow the hole. I would do all the tests, like, to the best of my ability. And I passed. And he was like, "Well, it seems like nothing's wrong. She's a good and tight girl. Good and right girl." So we never really delved into that deeper, so. Yeah. But why did I fake the test? That was the title of the video. Because I was an odd kid. Effie, Curtis was supposed to love me. Curtis was supposed to love me. There you are, Effie. We've been looking all over. I turn my back and find myself out on the line. You could have warned me, but that would have been too kind. We've been warning you for months to clean up your act. You've been late, you've been mean, and getting fatter all the time. Now you're lying, never been so thin. You're lying, because you're knocking off that piece who thinks she better than everybody. She ain't better than anybody. She ain't nothing but common. Now who you calling common? You're self-absorbed, unprofessional. I'm calling you. The common thing she's knocking off. Now you watch your mouth, Miss Effie White, cause I don't take that talk from no second-rate diva who can't sustain. I'm not feeling well. I've got pain. If we all got pain, for 7 years, I can't. Signs that somebody should have known I was mentally ill, or at least I should have known, or somebody should have known. Some kind of adult, somebody help me, but it's okay. The first sign is that I used to run away a lot, and I know what you're thinking, what does that have to do with anything? Well, innately it doesn't, but hear me out. One time I went to Jesus camp. I was scholarship to go to this really fancy, bougie-ass Jesus camp, and there were no phones, and everybody there looked the same, or didn't look like me at least, if you are catching my drift. But the Jesus camp was cool on its surface, but the more I got into it, I was like, this is just like so weird and manipulative. I'm pretty sure I was going into some kind of psychosis, because every chance I got, like with no adult looking, I would literally just run away. It was like on this private island. I would run away to like the farthest end of the island and just stay there for as long as I could before I got like hungry or bored or tired, which is like, I can hold it a long time, So I'll come back and they'd like be like, oh my gosh, you gotta stop doing that. You can't do that. I don't know why they didn't like lock me in a cabin or something, because I kept doing it. And then one night I came back and it was like super late, and the director of the board came to talk to me, and she's like, every time you do that, we have to send thousands of dollars worth of rescue boats out to look for you. And I was like, well, I always come back, don't I? He was like, why are you doing this to us? Like, we don't get it. Why are you doing this? I was like, honestly, this place is like blasphemy, yo. Like, I could picture it in my mind burning to the ground. I know what you're thinking. You threatened to burn the thing to the ground. No, I meant like, it was like a vision I had, like a psychotic vision delusion I had, and I wasn't gonna do it, and they didn't think I was gonna do it, because she asked me, she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I just think that like if God says like smite me now, like it's gonna smite this place. So not me, but I don't know why, like looking back, I'm like, this doesn't even make any sense. Like, this poor Jesus camp. The second time I ran away, I remember, is I was on a field trip, and I was having some problems at home, and I don't really do good with overnight things. I get a little weird about it, but basically there was this incident that happened. I got falsely accused of something, so I just freaked the hell out, and they sent me home from the field trip with a pregnant, like a pregnant, what do you call it, para or something? Like chaperone. A pregnant chaperone. And so what I did was, when we were about to get on the bus, I just ran burners on this bitch. I was like, out there like fucking night, bro. Like, ooh. Sorry. Body tea. But, yeah. I was out there and I just ran in the middle of the city, my big ass city. Not even my city, it was like a foreign city, but I don't know how I got back. See, this is why I think I was in a manic episode back then, because it's iffy to me. But I got back home to got back home. The last one is my brother used to babysit me a lot. When I was younger, he used to watch me because, older sibling lore. But he always put me down for naps, even like when I was like 13, 14, 12, 11. Like, I would be put down to naps if I got on his nerves or while I was being annoying. And he's my older brother, so I'm always getting on his nerves or annoying. So anyways, then I just started like running away every time he did that. Like, I would literally just leave my house and run away. I would go down the block and I'd be like, no. And sometimes my brother would go after me and I'd be like, no, I can't fucking take this shit. Ah! Like, just like being a fucking nuisance. Like, why would I run away from home over that? But yeah. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share. Thank you. One thing about me is I'm also a suicide survivor. Any suicide survivors in the house? Yeah. I hate suicide jokes. They're distasteful. They're insensitive. I don't understand why people do them. Nobody wants to know how you tried and failed at killing yourself. Suicidal people would be in the audience sitting there taking
knows like take something stronger than half a bottle of melatonin gummies. I told my auntie that joke and she didn't laugh. She gave me a 45-minute lecture on how that joke wasn't funny. I had to stop her in the middle and be like, auntie. Go on one more second and I'm